This video contains a live demonstration of the HiMobile client for Industrial HiVision. For those of you who are not familiar with HiMobile, please watch one of the other videos which are available on YouTube. For this demonstration, we will use the demo mode of HiMobile. So, to start HiMobile, just click on the icon. A splash screen will open, and within a few seconds you will see the main screen. Now, at the bottom of the screen, you can see a cogwheel icon. Tapping that will take us through to the settings menu. This is where you would normally input the connection information to get through to the Industrial HiVision server. In this case, what we are going to do is enable the demo mode, which is at the bottom of the screen. So tap demo mode, then just for interest, tap connection test. Of course, the test is going to be successful because this is a demo. Okay, let's go to dashboard. Tap dashboard. Here you can see the status of the network devices. Currently, there is one component which is in an error state. There are 2 components in a warning state and 18 components are okay. If you look closer, you can see that the components are broken down into devices and connections. So in the case of warning, there are 2 devices which have a warning status and no connections have a warning status. Okay, tap the home icon to get back to the main screen. Now let's go to network. Okay, by tapping the network button, I can see my network. The network name is Hirschman. In the bottom right corner of the Hirschman network icon, you can see this red warning symbol. This indicates that at least one device inside the network is in a warning state. But of course, we already knew that. So let's keep drilling down further. Here I can see various folders within my Industrial HiVision structure. Now the one we're interested in now is called Production Cell 1, so let's drill down to there. Now you can see all the devices in the Production Cell 1 folder which are being supervised by Industrial HiVision. So if we scroll down, you can see there are various devices with various statuses. The RS20 in this case has a warning status. So if I click the product icon, I can find out why there is a warning status. Okay, it's because the temperature of the device is too high. If I click the product name, then I can start to get information about the device itself. So I can see its IP address, MAC address, what kind of product it is, its name, serial numbers, status of different components, status of power supplies, and so on. There's an interesting thing here. You see this option, location coordinates. If I tap that, it will say, get my location. It's now getting the latitude and longitude coordinates of the device running HiMobile. If you click apply, that information is uploaded to the Industrial HiVision server, and the Industrial HiVision server can use that information to display the device's location on Google Maps, for example. There's another nice thing here. If we scroll down the screen a bit, you see the option signaling. If I tap that, then the device LEDs will flash, so it's very easy to find the device if it's in a rack with many other devices. If I swipe to the left, here I can see all the ports. I can see the status of the ports. Let's click on port 2. Okay, obviously the name's port 2. It's up, it's connected, as you can see, but there's no traffic on it at the moment. It's a fiber port, and it's in VLAN ID 1. Okay, while we're here, let's look at something else. If we click this menu at the top, you see an option, Display Map. Let's do that. What we can see now is the map which Industrial HiVision is displaying. This map is of course live. We can scroll around it. We can scroll down. There you can see that dead connection. Of course, it's a screenshot. It's not live. Tap Done to close the picture. Then tap Home to get back to the main screen. Okay, next we'll look at Event List. This list contains all events which have been sent to the Industrial HiVision server. Of course, you can scroll through them and see each individual event. So what you're looking at now are some errors. We saw a warning in there a bit earlier. The rest are information. If we use the menu at the top, we can filter the events. So let's look at just the unacknowledged warnings and errors. So tap that. Now you see all we have here are unacknowledged warnings and errors. Okay, let's put that back for a minute. You can in fact be a lot more granular about this. Let's say for an example, we just want to see the events which are relevant to a specific device. So in the search box up here, I'll tap it, I'll put in the IP address. Now you see I'm only looking at the events for one individual device. To clear the filter, I just tap the close icon. Okay, that leaves us with device. Let's come to device. Device opens a QR code scanner. Now, Industrial HiVision will allow you to create QR codes for every device. And when you scan the device using HiMobile, you'll be taken directly to the entry for that device within HiMobile. This saves you having to type the IP address, for example, to get there. Okay, let's move out of there. Finally, there is some online help. So this help takes you through all the major settings in the software and gives you some guidance about how to use them. So that's it. In less than 10 minutes then, we've really taken a very quick look at how HiMobile functions. I hope you found it useful. Thank you for watching.